All right, everybody. So I'm going to show you a little bit about how to go about putting this text together, and then making kind of like a pattern, or kind of like a sticker sort of thing. All right. So I'm creating a little Duke design. All right, and what I've got going on is I got a lot going on as a starting point. But then what I want to do is I want to add in this "Let's Go Crazy" because their fans are known as the Cameron Crazies. And so what I'm going to do with these two, so I've got two words right here, and then I'm actually I'm going to delete that part, and then I'm going to move this over a little bit here. There we go. So that's not in the way. So I'm going to use the type tool and then type here. Let's go. And then the font that you use is up to you. All right, I'll stick with what I had. That'll save a little bit of time. So we're going to start with this, make it bigger, and then hit return, grab crazy, pull that in, and then if you want to add, like any extra little details to it, we'll get there in a little bit. So I'm going to grab these two and I'm going to pull them down to about here. Okay, I'm actually even going to rotate this just a little bit. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Duke logo. Here, let's see here. I'm going to rotate this just a little bit more. Okay, so I've got that part. And then I'm going to go File, Place, and I want to add. Let's see here. I had a Duke PNG. There we go. Okay, and then I'm going to pull this down. And then it's up to you if you end up having it like overlapping or anything. But what I've got is I could center it. I could move it off to the side. I'm going to make it like this. Okay. And then for this, let's see here. For the type tool, we're going to go into this and we're going to add a stroke to it. Okay, and I'm going to go just kind of smaller. In fact, I'm going to go with like a blue stroke. So we'll grab that. There we go. And then the color overlay, I'm going to make it white. Okay, click OK, click OK. And then for Let's Go, I'm going to add that to there too. So we've got something like this going on. Okay. And then for the Duke logo, so this Duke color scheme is a little bit off. So I'm going to color this in just a little bit so I want the colors to match. So rasterize this layer, and then paint here, paint there, and I think there. Now I've got everything added. Okay, so I'll back up just a bit here. Okay, and then with this Duke logo here, I want to add, I'm going to try adding a little stroke on there to see if that's going to work for it. Okay, sorry. Window effects, add a stroke, make it white. There we go. And then as I'm doing this, so I've got that started so far, so that looks okay. So I just want like a little bit of a border on there. Okay, and then the trademark logo, I'm going to erase that part. There's like a little section right there, gone. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to do is I want to create a border around this whole thing. And so with this, I mean, maybe I move the logo to here, right? Maybe I have it over here. Maybe I have it up on the top right there. Maybe I want to do something like that. Okay, we're going to see how this is going to work. I'm going to add all three of these, and I'm going to move them down to right here. Okay, and then what I want to do is I'm going to duplicate all of these layers. Now, hold on, I'm going to show you something really quickly here. So with this, what would make it stand out better would be to add a drop shadow. And then we'll make it stand out a little bit. blur it. And that's going to make it pop a little bit more. Now, why am I doing that? I'll show you in a second. Okay, so I'm going to add that. I'm going to add it to this too. Okay, so now it kind of pops a little bit. Now, when I actually create my banner, I don't want that included. Okay, so I'm going to grab these three and I'm going to duplicate these layers. Click OK. There we go. And then let's go hide this, hide this, hide this. All right, so I can see everything. Now, for this part, drag that to the trash, drag this to the trash, and drag this drop shadow to the trash. Okay. Now, these next three here, so I'm going to take these, and the reason I want to get rid of the drop shadow is because I don't want that drop shadow to play into when I add the stroke to this. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to rasterize the type, then I'm going to rasterize the layers, so I'm going to merge the layers now. So now they're all one layer. Next thing I want to do is I want to add a stroke to this. And the stroke I can make blue, I can make white. We're going to see what happens if I add white. Okay. So there we go. So I've got like a white kind of design right now. Now I'm actually going to thin this out. Let's see here. I'm going to thin this out just a little. So I've got it like that. Okay. And then the next thing I want to do is I'm going to, see the whites kind of blend in together. So then what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take that and then I'm going to rasterize the layer style. So now it's all one. And then I'm going to go back in and I'm going to add another stroke to this. So I'm going to go into Effects, add stroke, and then make it blue. And now I've got something that looks more like what I want. Okay, and then I can add an outer glow to this, and we're going to see what happens if I add the outer glow to this design. And maybe I go white, maybe I go black. Okay, so now I've got a design that might look a little bit stronger. So I've got this Let's Go Crazy. Now, as I do this, what if I wanted the crazy to be blue? So then I'm going to go into this and I'm going to paint this. And now I've got what I think looks like a little more interesting pattern for this design. Alright, so that's kind of the design that I went for with this. Hit return. And there you go. So now I've got my banner, and then I've got the images that I'm going to be adding to this. Now I'll end up still working on this overall design, but you kind of have an idea of what we're trying to go with. So I hope this helps you kind of understand how to go about this. Now, let's say I screwed this up, right? And I don't like this. I still have these layers down here that I can go back to and clean up and touch up. Okay, so that's why I make a duplicate layer for that. So there you go. I hope that helps you. I hope you understand a little bit more about how to create that part. So good luck, and as usual, send me an email if you have any questions. Thanks.